Hello everybody, how's it going? The game hasn't started yet. They said 9:45, but it's now 9:46 and I haven't even got the teams out on the pitch yet, so it looks like 9:45 is the preamble, the pre-show. How's everybody doing? Bledisloe won Rugby Championship on the cards for the All Blacks if they can get an expected win over there in Melbourne. What do you guys reckon? Is this pretty much a foregone conclusion, or has Eddie got something up his sleeve? I haven't seen many picks for the Aussies, I'll be honest. Natural Talent, how's it going, man? Alaran is in the house. Simon, man. Please be gentle, he says, from an Aussie point of view. Simon Barnes, who I had coffee with the other day. Good to see you, Simon, bro. Dallas, man, how's it going? Timmy. What time is it in the morning in England, mate? It must be pretty early. John, man, how's it going? Mike. Goodness me. Alan, bro. Long time no see. And Jezza. Kiwi Rob, man. Daramundi. I get the feeling there's a wee bit of interest in this one, eh? Yeah. Interesting times. Australia against New Zealand. Is it the Eddie Jones factor? Lee as well, man. Brian's in Dublin. Home of rugby. Well, I think World Rugby's based there, aren't they? 10:45 a.m. in the UK. Well, that's not too bad. That's actually a pretty good time. Aussie time zone must work a bit better for you guys in that part of the world than Kiwi time. Kiwi time's a wee bit earlier. 5:45 in Toronto. That's in the morning, right? And then 4:45 in Texas. Goodness gracious me, that's next level commitment. But I'm going to feel your pain when the South Africans kick off at 3 stupid o'clock over here in the morning when I'm crawling off that couch right next to me. Pip, how's it going? 10:45 in Belfast, not bad. Mark reckons New Zealand by 20 plus. Is anybody else picking a massive scoreline? Or are you guys picking this one to be a touch on the closer side? 3:15 in Sri Lanka. That's not a bad time. Bit of afternoon. That's a similar time to when I watched Samoa and Fiji play. It's just like a nice afternoon game. Chill out. Sun's still up. Haven't quite had dinner. I think that works pretty well. Ned says 30 plus for New Zealand, and that's as a Wallabies diehard. Goodness gracious me. Scooter says by 28. 2:45 in California. Wow. Man, you guys are next level committed. Big thumbs up. Double thumbs up. 5:48 in Manhattan. That's not too bad. East Coast time seems to work a bit better for this one, for you guys in that part of the world, because that's an early breakfast, isn't it? But yeah, there's nothing good about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning rugby. Not really. Jesus says New Zealand by double digits. Tim says New Zealand by 20. Mark, New Zealand going to bash Australia today. I think I picked the All Blacks by 9, which was pretty conservative. I feel like it probably should be more when you look how experienced the All Black side is and how consistent they are. The Wallabies are playing a guy at 10 for the first time. You know, his first test start. Yeah, but who knows, eh? Who knows? Junaid, bro, you're in Singapore? Nice one. Is that for work or for play? AB's probably dominant, hoping for more of a showing from the Aussies, though. 30 plus to the ABs, man. 30 plus. Interestingly, they had some of the All Blacks guys. Like, they had Will Jordan on the radio today when I was driving to pick up my son. And they seem really pumped to be playing at the MCG. Like, this is not a ground they usually get to play at or would have had any expectation in their career to be playing at. So, yeah, a lot of these guys seem really, really pumped to be playing at the MCG. New Zealand by 12, and then it's 11:50 in South Africa. Again, 11:50 is not bad. Sit down with some lunch, get yourself some biltong. I might have to get some biltong for the World Cup. The last time I had biltong was in 2019 for the Rugby World Cup. Hydra says New Zealand by 20. That seems to be about the standard pick. New Zealand by around about 20. 24-17. A Piwe, man. Long time no see. Is the Skelton family finally going to show up? Man, when's, like, La Rochelle, Will Skelton going to show up for the Wallabies, eh? What did you take 1 kg off, Simon? I missed that. Like cheese? Biltong? Biltong. Bet it was biltong. If it's South African, it's biltong. Teams are actually coming out on the pitch now. It's 9:52 over here, so we're a little bit later than the advertised time. But that's all right. We're getting all the pre-match stuff. We'll get the anthems in. Biltong, yeah, I should have realised. That was a dumb question. Yeah, get the anthems in. The haka. Should be good. New favourite South African food is smoked cherry chicken. I have never tried it. I tried like 3 types of biltong at the last Rugby World Cup at the recommendation of some South Africans. So, like a spicy one, some really famous one, like a standard one that everyone recommended, and then something else. They were all pretty good. Anthems have just started on Mark's end. I don't think we've quite got anthems on my end. I might be slightly behind you. No, it's just the kind of quiet din at the moment. Hope this game is competitive, but not too competitive, says Theft. If it stays within single digits, I feel like that's going to be a good game. Like if it is my predicted New Zealand by 9, then that'll be all right. So where do we stand, or should they stop the haka instead of the anthem? That might be a video come Rugby World Cup time. There's always going to be an article about the haka around about the World Cup time. Jules has got low expectations from Australia. The Wallabies need to start strong. This sounds kind of cliche, but New Zealand's kind of come out of the blocks pretty well in their first 2 games, so you feel like the Aussies don't want to be chasing this one. And like you, Junaid, I'm watching the Welcome of Country. They're using some plant thingy to, I guess, like bless the stadium or something. The cultural significance of it's going above my head, but it looks pretty cool. If the Aussies get smashed to be... No. If the Aussies get smashed... Right. Do we write them off as a World Cup pick? You feel like the Wallabies are a bit of a wild card. They could do anything. Sean reckons it's going to be a blowout. Hydra's just got the anthems going. Piwe, man, yeah, the anthems on... Not anthems. Kickoff time on my end was advertised... Well, game start was advertised at 9:45. It is 9:55 now. The cultural piece looks to have just finished, so... Cherry barbecue is a big thing in Michigan. Cherries are widely available. There's a cherry festival. Right. I've got the All Blacks anthem. New Zealand national anthem going at this minute. This is the first time I appreciate the pre-match nonsense, says Handro, because you otherwise would have missed the first 5 minutes. And sometimes it can kind of work out, eh? New Zealand national anthem was such a dirge, says Theft. I have heard the New Zealand national anthem sung well, like inspiringly, but very rarely. I forget which game it was, but there was one sporting event that I watched, and they just had it. Like, you know how on YouTube you can kind of play things a bit faster? You can put it on like 1.25 speed. Like, it was just played on like that slightly more upbeat tempo, and it sounded amazing compared to the kind of dreary. I find it a bit dreary the way it's sung like this. And the fact that we sing it twice, I think it goes on a bit long. Personally, Anthem chat, I feel like they could do the first half in English or Māori and then the reverse half. Like, they don't need to do the whole thing twice, because if you don't know it, the New Zealand anthem is essentially the same thing twice in the two different languages. Like the South African one, I think is like, it's like 5 languages, but it's like piece by piece. They don't just repeat the same anthem 5 times, right? Anyway, Anthem chat. I will die on this hill and the bias of charts, but no one sings the national inspirational heartfelt as the Welsh. The Welsh one is pretty good, especially when you guys are at home. I think the French one is a bit of a banger as well. It's going good, Theft. My son played rugby this morning. His team got pretty well hammered, which was unfortunate, and it was bloody cold. It's like 3 degrees in Auckland this morning, but it was alright. It didn't rain, so that's good. What's happening, Connor? We're still waiting for the anthems to conclude. New Zealand English anthem has like 4 verses. We only sing 1. I feel like either way, it could be shorter. I'm trying to think. What is it? It's the English one. God defend the king or queen. It's pretty snappy. I appreciate that about that one. Like, it's not a real banger in terms of like the French one, but it's quick. It's quick. Is it still Ripper? Nah, Pip. He's now playing tackle. I think he preferred Ripper, to be honest. He's not big into his tackle. Oh, greetings, Connor. Yeah, man. Things are going good. The longer the anthem is, the worse it is, Ben. Yeah. There's something about, I might have talked about this before, but there's something about, here comes the haka, by the way, anthems which were written for a reason and then they became the national anthem, like the French one, which seem to be more inspiring than the ones which were like, hey, we've got a country now and we need an anthem, so just write one. Those ones seem to be a bit more dreary. Right, I'm going to go listen to what this haka sounds like. Like the video, says Ablo. Yes, please do, folks, if you're in about. Like the stream. YouTube loves likes. Rob Valentini just spotted himself on the camera. Alan Alatoa just put a boomerang down as an offering to the All Blacks. I think technically he broke protocol just then because he crossed the halfway line. I wonder if he's going to get fined. How many versions of the haka are there? In New Zealand, there's hundreds of hakas. The All Blacks do too. The boomerang thing is definitely noteworthy. There we go. If he gets fined for that, World Rugby is cynical. Yeah. Surely they can't fine them for that. But technically, I think technically that's not supposed to happen. Mo's off to watch the first half. Good man. Yeah, the MCG's massive. Whoever was it Ella mentioned the attendance? Tommy's hoping the All Blacks don't manage to get that losing bonus point. South Africa will be back in the Wallabies. South African fans have never been as big. Well, they probably have been in the past, but are currently hoping for a Wallabies win. Right, I haven't had kickoff yet on my one, and I am as live as I can get. So do be mindful of spoilers in the chat if you would be so kind, folks. I'll give you time checks when I can. I am streaming the game, so maybe it's slower than you guys watching on terrestrial TV, but anyway. Wayne Barnes is fiddling around with his ear. He looks to be in a good mood. Seems like it's pretty much an all-English officiating team. Yep, there we go. Yeah, the stream will be behind because YouTube adds another good 10 seconds on things. Right, I've just had kickoff now, so I might be miles behind some of you. 5 seconds on the clock. No spoilers from you. Good man, Mark. Appreciate it. Stan TV is in line. Okay, well, that's good. There we go. 30 seconds in. Seems like a game of rugby so far. Perfectly synced up with the Sky screen. Stream. Awesome. So just me or is Nisbo putting one extra syllable into Ala Alatoa's name? Anyway. Yeah, Barnesy is the ref, indeed. Whoa, Smith's wide ball out to Frizzell. What can Dalton do in the absence of Sam Cane? Doesn't get very far with his first carry. Oh, All Blacks first pass. Well, not first pass, but not the best pass. They kept trying to shift blindside. And then into touch, just between Frizzell and Tarvel. Lomax. Where's Tony this week? I don't actually know. I haven't texted him. But it's funny. He's a bit of a divisive figure, Tony. Some people love him. Some people not so much. I think he's alright. Decent guy. We'll keep him on. What are the All Blacks going to do from their own half? Because they have been kicking it a lot thus far in the Rugby Championship. Not much from 9, but lots of kicks from Mwanga, D-Mac at 10, and then Bodie and Geordie as well. Whoa, what a... Oh, man, that ball just kept travelling, didn't it? 5 metre line up for the Wallabies. Pressure on. Mark likes distracted sports, and so does Simon. Good fellas. But like I said, each will be to their own. Whoa! Holy shit! What the fuck was that? Oh my God. Scott Barrett just murdered Tate McDermott. Boom! And then he dealt the ball down. Oh, Frizzell. Holy oh, shit. That was unbelievable. Oh, shit. I got sore ribs just looking at that. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh, my God. Wow. Scott Barrett still remembers Tate McDermott's old mullet and made him pay for it. Wow. 5-0. I'll update the score, but Jesus, I'm still freaking getting over that. Wow. Well, I missed the conversion, but goodness me. How does Tate recover from that? Okay, 5-0 to the All Blacks. Oh, Connor, yeah, man. I did drop a couple of swears there, but wow, I may have said more if I wasn't on a microphone camera thingy. Whew. That was incredible. That was incredible. Bring out the hearse, says David. Yeah. Whew, I want to see how... Oh, Tate looks... He looks alright. Just a big hit. Nice pass. He's alright. Wow. Here goes the Wallabies. Bataya's first carry. Tackled pretty well by Geordie. Now, I'll be interested to see how much go forward we get from the Wallabies loosies, because Tom Hooper, he's an interesting choice at 7. Big guy. But I would expect a lot of the carrying to come from Valentini, but I don't know. He's been relatively quiet offensively, but making a ton of tackles. Whoa, here goes Nawani Dawase. Oh, he can't quite beat Bodie for pace. Wow, that was awkward. I will endeavour to describe the action, but there's also a guy named the Kiwi Lads who does proper commentary on YouTube if you're interested. Not that I want you to go, but... Oh, McDermott wants revenge. The Wallabies have got 11 phases. McDermott just had a wee snipe 5 metres out, but he got pretty well covered. Here goes Valentini. Is he short? Or did he just get there? Nice short. He was close. Carter Gordon, Samu Karevi. He's short. Bloody hell. McDermott, quick ball. Callaway. Coram Betty's going over. Surely he got that. Out on the left wing. They made hard work of it, but the initial break from Nawani Tawase was good. On-field try by the look of things for Coram Betty in the corner. He's in the air, all right. Oh, the forearm. Nah, the forearm's down. Unlucky. Right, they're going to check if Valentini got it down earlier. But yeah, Rico, what a stop that was earlier. He's allowed to reach out as long as he doesn't propel himself with his knees. But his hair is too big. Oh, it looks like that's going to be a try for Valetini. As long as he doesn't propel himself with his knees, he's allowed one reach. Oh, that looks like a try. I think. Looks like a try. Political leak says looks like a try. There we go. They'll prefer that to the Koroboidi one. Koroboidi? Koroboidi. Well, the Wallabies are about to take the lead, folks. All from that Marky Mark Nawani initial line break. We got a game. First lead change. He couldn't quite beat Bodie, which will be disappointed because he's got a lot. He's a lot younger than Bodie, but anyway. I think Will Skelton thought that was a try initially, and he was right. Roosters has never thought I'd say this, but go Aussie. Hope the Box and Pumas are this entertaining. I hope so as well, man, because I'll be getting up at 3 o'clock to watch it. So, yeah. What a game thus far, says Allard, and he is right. Theft says 200 odd people, but only 74 likes. Yeah, folks, if you wouldn't mind dropping us a like, I'd appreciate it. What can I say? Ooh, long line-out move from the ABs to Geordie to Will Jordan, but he's tackled. Good tackle from Koroboidi. Why do I keep calling Koroboidi? Am I going to watch Scotland-Italy? It's not being shown here, sadly. And I think it clashes with the South African game, but I will see if I can find a dodgy version of it afterwards, basically. Frizzell going backwards. Commentator had a stroke trying to pronounce Nawani. It is a long name. Nawani. Like 6 syllables in a surname is pretty long. But that's the job, eh? If you're a commentator. I find the Corsa, is it Corsa names with the clicks, I can't do them at all. I've practiced. I've watched YouTube videos on like how to pronounce. I can't get my mouth to make the sounds. I would need to have like a tutor. Angus. Thanks always for your work bringing your rugby wisdom to the world. I don't know about wisdom, but my mouth moves around, so cheers, bro. I appreciate that, man. Things are going good. But, yeah, thus far it's a good game. Oh, Talia just got smashed by Karevi. Nice. And the Wallabies wing a penalty. That's a big momentum shifter. Because the Wallabies have been on defence for quite some time. Is the second Bledisloe Eden Park? Nah, it's down in Dunedin. Oh no, it was Corumbeti. But then Karevi's the one who got over them where they won the penalty. Here I was thinking the cameraman had the wrong person, but no, it was me. Marika's my favourite Wallaby. I can see why, man. He's a good player. Bodie Barrett with a good air take. Good man. We're only 11 minutes in, 11 and a half. It feels like this game's been going a lot longer. All Blacks are going blindside a lot, by the way. One to keep an eye on. Sore bodies tomorrow. You're not going to be wrong, man. The intensity of this game thus far is pretty high. See if they can keep it up. Pareki. Karevi. Oh, he lost the ball, but backwards. One of the biggest complaints I received in grad school was when my Afrikaans professor told me my pronunciation of... Oh, biggest compliments of Xhosa was very good. It's a tricky language, man. I can't... Like, if you've seen my 2 cents on tour videos on the other channel, 2 cents on tour, not to plug my own work, but... Yeah, if you've seen 2 cents on tour, I could speak some Chinese, but I can't do the Xhosa. I find it really, really hard. Right, Wallabies are going to opt for 3. No one needs to watch. They got driven back. What beer is this? This is Spates, which is a pretty standard run-of-the-mill New Zealand beer, but it comes with trivia on the bottle cap, so we'll save that for half-time. Your Chinese is awesome, 2 cents. Well, cheers, Mark, man. I can see you've been watching the old 2 cents on tour. Something a bit different. Are you watching Wales and England next week? I still need to see what games are going to be broadcast over here. I will watch as many as I can. You know me. He's missed it. Oh, that's a shocker. That is a stinker. That was a bad miss, folks. That's a bad miss. What's this 2 cent stream without the beer bottle? Well, when I do the Six Nations ones, it's usually coffee. Saffron with some Carlsberg for later. No, where's the Namibian Windhoek beer? That is another poor Australian kick. This time a up and under. And Talia grabs it. Yeah, the All Blacks are going to have some possession in Wallabies half. Where's Tony? I'm not sure. I guess at his house. I didn't actually ask him if he wanted to do a stream tonight. Worry the team has no proven kicker. I think Carter Gordon can do a job, but that was a pretty bad miss, Jules. Yeah. Scott looked like he was going to pass that one, but then didn't. And now the Aussies are all over him, and they win a penalty. That was Rico. Kind of blocked the access to it by the look of things. I think he should have let it go. That's a few turnovers now. I feel like he thought Scotty Barrett was going to pass it as well, but the Aussies missed touch? What the hell happened there? They didn't even show that kick for touch on camera because they were too busy showing the replay. I'm assuming he missed touch. Corbett kicks it. That's unusual. Straight down Will Jordan's throat. Callaway's going to put boots of ball. There it goes. Morgan's going to run it. No, he's going to kick it. Oh, awkward bounce. He did miss that. Yeah, he had to, eh? Weird. Except for that lucky hit, the handling of the game's been pretty close. Yeah, there's been no kind of blitz from either side thus far. All Blacks have conceded a couple more penalties than I think they would have liked to. Wallabies have had a couple of missed kicks, one at posts and one for touch. So, Carter Gordon's just dropped that ball. Backwards, luckily, but geez. Pressure's on. Straight down the All Blacks' throats. Wallabies have considered a penalty. Karevi taken out. Bodie. That was pretty obvious. No getting that one past old Barnesy. From South Australia. Cooper's beer, best thing from South Australia. Yeah, we get Cooper's beer over here. It's slightly more expensive than some of the other beers. One of my mates lives in Adelaide, actually. New Zealander, big rugby fan. But he says he wears All Blacks gear in his work and nobody knows what it is in South Australia. Kicking on the Aussie side's bad today, says Tyrone. You're not wrong, but geez, they can win some penalties. All Blacks guys are getting pinged. AFL and Cricket Land, yeah, you're not wrong. Another penalty, says Mo. What is the penalty count? Let's have a wee look. Match stats. That's not up to date. Let's give that a wee refresh. That can't be right. It says there's 2 penalties thus far. No. That's not right. ESPN. That is incorrect. Is Tony okay? I guess so. I can always send him a message. We should absolutely expect this to be a walkover, New Zealand. Yeah, they've been largely kept under control thus far, but neither side's really managed to exert themselves too much. New Zealand go into the air, but Australia deal with it pretty well. Interesting, they go into the air at AFL ground. Poor pass to Carter Gordon, but he did well to pick it up off the deck. What can Karevi do? Gets it to Pataya. Oh, with the offload, Pataya. Oh, I think he maybe needed to hit out. No, I need to Wase. He was looking the other way. Carter Gordon's having to deal with some pretty bad service. That one was above his head. Bell gets chopped down. Here we go. 5 phases from the Wallabies. What can they do? Can they get some go-forward ball here? Oh, the All Blacks have won a penalty. Jesus, a lot of penalties. attire, and that Callaway move was pretty sweet. Both sides are playing fast and loose with the rules, yeah. Anyway, watching Squid Rugby 2 videos on Rugby World Cup. I did watch the Portugal video today, I think. And yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I think the only game I saw Portugal play was against America. So, yeah, I'm pretty lacking in knowledge on the old Portuguese team. Oh, Scotty Barrett. They're only 5 meters out. The All Blacks. Savia gets forward. Will Jordan. No. Or was that Papali'i? Goodness gracious me. I saw the knee. I just saw the brace on the knee and assumed it was him. Aaron Smith. Stripped. Offside. Back for the penalty. Whoa. The US blew that game so badly. Yeah, the US probably could have done better. That's for sure. But I don't think Gary Gold's coaching was fantastic. What can I say? It was a pretty sexy rip, Simon. Right, what can the All Blacks do here? 5 meter line out. Taylor, Retallick, Maul time. Oh, this looks trouble for Australia. For the All Blacks just kept it up though, man. Australia's done well. I thought that was going to go to custom for the Australians, but they did alright. Either that or the All Blacks guys just almost lost their footing. Frizzell can't get through. Alalato and Gordon. Savia can't get through. Keeping it in the forwards. Retallick basically just has to flop down. Gary was classmates with Gold City, was quite a reserved guy. I was never that inspired by Gary Gold's talks, and I watched a lot of MLR one year, and some of the standout guys just did not get a look in Gary Gold's team, which I thought was weird. Maybe he just didn't rate the MLR for quality, but that's where most of the American talent is, barring the overseas guys. Mo'unga can't get past Carter Gordon. It's 9 phases, folks. The Wallabies, oh, geez, they were close to turning that over. Big counter-ruck, but now they need to get back. Get back, Will Skelton. Oh, man. Slow ball for the All Blacks. Cody Taylor can't get through. Whoa, what are you doing, Marika? Bro, you got to get on side, man. Come on, that's insane. And Talia goes through. Has he scored? Or is he held up? What's going on? Marika just was never on side and just scooped that ball up. Decision pending. Yeah. We're going to check if Talia's quick tap is going to count, if he kept it properly, and if he grounded it properly. It was kind of out of nowhere. What was Marika doing there? Does that count? Oh, jeez. Okay. Did he tap that or not? If he tapped it, it's marginal. It's not much of a tap. I don't think you can give that. Nah, I think TMO's right there. It's not number 12, it's number 11. Isn't it? Oh, well, Marika's the one going off. Hi, April Tui, how's it going? Missed you joining in. If that didn't count as a tap, then what does it count as? A nothing. Is it just like a knock on? If it doesn't count as a tap, is he allowed to play? If it doesn't count as a tap, why is the play allowed to go on? I don't understand. I don't understand. Somebody who's an expert on the laws tell me. Ball not in play if not a tap. That's what I'm wondering. If it's... If the ball... Oh, I don't know. If it isn't a tap, the ball's still dead. Okay, that's where my brain is at as well. Anyway. Delay of game? I don't know. Oh well, the Wallabies have exited, but they've got a man in the bin. No worries, April Tui. Good to see you along. I believe that if you don't tap the ball, you concede possession. Makes sense. I 100% agree, Theft. I'm sure Wayne Barnes has probably forgotten more about the laws than I have ever known. There's a fight in the crowd. What? We watching the box or too early, April 2? I will be getting off the couch to watch it, but I won't be streaming it because I will yeah, I will be barely lucid. All Blacks commentators maybe not too happy with that hit on Aaron. No tap, scrum is correct. I'll need to brush up on the laws. I just can't stand to read them, to be honest. Karevi with the big old boot. Wallabies will just be happy for the score to keep ticking. A score. Time to keep ticking down. Oh, Gaspar, mate. Hola, how's it going? Your boys in Rugby World Cup action not too long, bro. Getting very close now. All Blacks going to kick. Yes. Bodie can't get past Valentini. It honestly looked like Talia dropped it and then nipped it with his toes. Yeah, but I guess the nip doesn't count if the TMO is looking for a noticeable distance. He was just in too much of a hurry, eh? Just a bit of a rushed play. I'm going to Chile in September for a few weeks. Nice, man. If the score remains the same by the end of the match, the Wallabies will win. You're right. That's how that works. Uh-oh, Wallabies have lost the ball. Oh, Smith. Come on, Aaron. Aaron. Not able to watch the game right now, but it sounds something very happened to Wales in Italy 2022. I would have watched that game, but I can't remember. Didn't think the score would be this low at this stage, says Jezza. Yeah. I think many were expecting a Kiwi blowout after the first two rounds, but this is an arm wrestle. Dalton looks like a 70s porn star. You might be right. Is Wayne Barnes only 44? Wow. He feels a lot older than that. He's not that much older than me. What's the time in New Zealand? Connor, bro, it is 10:40 at night. We're going to have a scrum, so this yellow card is already more than halfway done, folks. Can Australia win this game? Absolutely. I don't know if I'll be putting money on it just yet, but no reason they can't. All Blacks told to use it. Oh, Geordie Barrett. Maybe they need to let it go there. You got the Wallabies down a man on the outside backs. Anyway, here they come. Cody Taylor. Oh, Tate McDermott with a big tackle. Wow, that was a try saver. Last 20 will be the telling point. It often is the way, Theft? Skelton needs to get back on his defensive line. No, we need a Wasis calling for people out on the right wing. Wow. Well done for Kellaway to get across there. Pataya and Nawani Tawase was screaming for support, and it just got there in time. They could see what was up. Well done, man. Kellaway didn't go in initially. He didn't quite bite. He stayed out for Talia. Was that a deliberate knock on? I have to go back and see the replay. They're genuinely having a drinks break in the middle of winter. Okay. Yep, they're just having drinks. They did it in the Samoa game earlier today as well. But I wasn't sure what the temperature was. Done a great job keeping Talea quiet. When I saw the lineup and thought Talea up against Noani Tawase, I thought All Blacks might be able to expose Mark's defensive frailties, but not thus far. Right, 5 metre line out. Here comes the All Blacks maul. Oh, it's inching forward. Here we go. Try time. There we go. All Blacks retake the lead, folks. It took a wee while. I swear the last time the All Blacks had that chance, they almost lost their own footing. But anyway. Taylor seemed pretty desperate for that one. It's been coming since Hydra. Yeah, man. They did need to punish during the yellow, didn't they? They needed to get something. I'll take the score in a second once the conversion's been taken. It's another tough kick. There it comes. And he's nailed that one. His first one was a bit of a stinker, but that's a good one. There we go. Wallabies just need to get Marika back on the field. There's only 30 seconds to go. And then, yeah, maybe a chance to sneak a wee point before halftime. Wow. Carter Gordon is not having his greatest game. His kick did not go 10 for the restart, which is kind of a bad mistake to be making. I mean, for your first 15, let alone in a bloody test match. Yeah, not great. I mean, yeah, he's trying to keep it short so his guys can contest the ball, but yeah, that was not even close. Not even close. I guess, Jezzy, yeah, the yellow card is at least over, if nothing else. Scrum so far pretty solid from the old spider cam. Oh, it's advantage. That's pretty bad for the Aussies. What can the All Blacks do with a free throw? No, back for the penalty. Who's down for the Wallabies? Alan Alatoa. Oh, God. I heard Wayne Barnesy say bad injury. I hope not, going into World Cup, man. Oh, the lady just did this. Does that mean he's out? Yeah, he's grimacing at that scrum collapse. Oh, no. I'm sure they didn't want to bring on Tupou just yet. He's only played like half a game against Tonga for Australia A. He's played not much rugby. Yeah, not good, folks. I mean, Slipper can always cover tight head in case they lose another tight head, but geez, yeah, I'm sure they were hoping to kind of manage Tupou's minutes. Yeah, no, he's in a bad way. He is in a bad, bad way. They're struggling to move his big body over to that stretcher. He's a big human, but he's on it now. Alan Alatoa went down after the scrum. Looks to have buggered his leg up. He was kind of able to hobble onto the stretcher, but yeah, Tupou's having to come on with 3 minutes to go in the first. LRM reckons ACL. Might be right. It's not good. It looks pretty bad. Danger of these pre-World Cup games. Yeah, man, it's gonna happen. If Alalato is out long term, he's not going to be the last guy who's going to miss the World Cup. I mean, Padavani for Italy's out, and a couple of the other guys. Padavani's one of their best players. But yeah, that guy's definitely one of Aussie's key men. Lack of depth at 5'8" is keeping the Wallabies down. I mean, Carter Gordon's got heaps of promise, but he's not showing a heck of a lot of it for this game. Khaleesi, Pollard, all of Pat Lambie's career, it happens. Yeah, man, I mean, Dan Carter, 2011, bro. I mean, he actually made the World Cup, but he didn't last long. Tana at the World Cup, like there's been plenty of guys who've gone down injured, eh? It's brutal. Japan versus Tonga has started. Alright. I'm going to have to watch that tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Mark Talea. Frizzell. Wallabies concede here. This is looking like a bad news. Here we go. Oh, geez. Tupou. Big hit. Slow ball this time. The forwards want it, and they are over, but they might be held up. Yeah, goal line drop out. Talea. He gets rid of Gordon. He gets rid of, like, goes past Karevi, goes past Parecki. And it's bloody Nawani Tawase that ended up getting a hand on him. Can you see Wallabies winning from here? Not at the moment. Not at the moment, but we're not even halfway through the game yet, so... Man, the Wallabies have got to hang on for one more minute. One more minute, Wallabies, and you can go into the sheds with only a 5-point deficit. Still anybody's game, like Theft says. Jordy Barrett. Oh, man. 8 phases from the ABs. Scotty's going nowhere. Here comes Rico. He's not passing it. Well, 11 phases from the ABs. Ioane's pass leaves a little bit to be desired when he plays halfback, but Taylor still manages to get a bit of go forward. Big counteract from the Aussies, but the All Blacks still got the ball. Man, this is an important period for Australia, man. They have to hold on. Big psychological blow if they score, if the All Blacks can score here. Or for the All Blacks' point of view, big psychological win if they can get a score. Big carry from Taylor, Frizzell, Talia. Goodness me, 19 phases. Big clean out from Big Brody. Lomax. Goodness gracious me. Oh, Will Jordan is just unstoppable. He is just slippery as a bloody eel, isn't he? Whoa, great pass. Final pass. That's that right wing. There were still 3 defenders coming across. Smith, Bodie, it was a Geordie, sorry, tip pass, Morga, and Will Jordan goes over. And Bodie looked like he knew it was going to be a score anyway. Geordie, Moonga. He steps inside Pataya, and Corin Betty can't stop him. Wow. Will Jordan is a freak, man. He looks bored as well. He was on the radio saying how chuffed he was to freaking play against the Wallabies at the MCG, and he's just like, yep, Marco, do the fins up. Goodness gracious me. And it's going to be 19-7 at half time. Oh, it's half time. I mean, there is time for the Wallabies to come back, but that's looking pretty hairy, isn't it? They have been once again starved of possession. This Wallabies team just can't get any ball. It's 3 weeks running now. I'll have a look at the halftime stats in a second, but yeah, yowza. 19-7 at halftime. Do we do the bottle cap trivia before I go and get another beer? Jezza says yes. Oh, my dad's sending me some messages as well. So let's do that. Question time, folks. Get your answers into the chat as quickly as you can. There's no prize for winning, but anyway. What do we got? Which 60-kilometer mountain race starts and finishes at Lake Tiano? That's a New Zealand question. I do not know the answer. Is it the one that Richie's competed in? Richie McCaw? Coast to Coast is not correct. The 60-kilometer race is not correct. Theft has got it. It's the Kepler Challenge. Well done, Theft. That's why you've got the little spanner there, because you know your stuff, eh? All right. I'm going to put my dad on. He's sending me some voice messages. And We'll see what he has to say. Any guesses what rating my dad gives the referee? Remembering, my dad pretty much always gives the ref a score out of 20. And he generally only gives the ref a 12 or a 13. That's pretty much the only two scores he ever gives. If he thinks the ref is doing good, I think he says a 13. If he says the ref's not doing well, I feel like he's going to go 12. Wait, 11. What did I say? Anyway, let's have a listen. I'm going to go grab a beer. So let's put Gazza on. Here we go.
Yeah, well, Kiwi Mark, well, it's a good game. I mean, we're on top and the Aussies are playing okay. But Mr. Barr's the number one technical referee in the bloody world. I don't think so. I think he's pretty, well, he's all right, but, you know, I think he's a bit technical for his own bloody technicality. I'm good, to be honest. I mean, there's been about 2 or 3 decisions that he's absolutely baffled the bloody shit out of me. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Oh, shots fired.
But, yeah, well, I'll give him 12 out of 20, but I wouldn't give him any more.
Still 12. I told you.
I think that's been slightly generous. You know, I mean, you know, this guy's meant to be, you know, everybody raves about him, but by God, I don't think he's having one of his better games tonight, to be perfectly honest. Now, I know you get me sick of banging on about referees, but let's be bloody fair and honest about it. If you're going to referee the game, do it properly and explain it to the players. I mean, this stupid bloody Pommy twit, I don't know what the hell he's doing with the bloody penalties. I mean, he's probably technically right on most of them, but his communication usually pretty good. Well, you know, he's communicating all right, but I've seen him, to be honest, I've seen him do a lot better in a lot of other games. But anyway, we won't bail on back at Rick on about him anymore because, you know, he's consistently average like the bloody rest of them. Yeah, the All Blacks going to win this game, well, they should. Are they going to win convincingly? Well, they're a bit stale tonight, and the Aussies are playing fairly well. Now, I won't backpedal on about this game too more. Are we going to win it? Yes, we are. By how much? Well, we'll see it full time. But, you know, Eddie Jones has done a pretty good job with this Wallaby team to get them up where they are. And we deserve to be ahead. But they've had their moments. And pity to see Alan Alatoa get injured. Because he's a good player. He might be out. But, and they haven't got a lot of depth of prop over there. So we'll just have to see how bad his injury is. But, yeah, well, we're doing all right. We won this game, but it's not like the other two we've been playing, which in a way is good and which is a way is bad. Because sometimes when you play brilliantly, you can come unstuck at the World Cup. But anyway, that's a bit down the line. But anyway, I'll give you a full-time report in 40 minutes. Gazamania, Roger Mania, out. Bye.
Cheers, Phoenix, bro. Gazatron is undefeated. Appreciate that, brother. I love my dad. He goes on about refs too much for my liking. Like, I swear to God, you could see a game which has got, like, the most beautiful, like, sweet tries, offloads, and guys getting offended and stuff. And his first thing would be like, oh, son, that bloody ref. 12 out of 20. I'd be like, come on, Dad. Talk about the rugby. Anyway, he loves talking about the refs. But I told you, it was either going to be 12 or 13. And I love it how he said, like, he's probably technically correct. Well, that's the best kind of correct, isn't it? So, yeah, well, there we go. That's Gaz's opinions. And cheers, Phoenix, man. I know you like a bit of the old Gazza. Halftime stats, by the way. Australia have had 35% possession, which I think is pretty much their average across the first 2 games as well. And 37% territory. So they're living in their own half, man. They have made 151 tackles to the All Blacks 79. So you kind of have to wonder how long they can keep that up. 9 penalties all up, 5 and 4. 5 to the Aussies, 4 to the ABs. turnovers conceded is 6-5. So, yeah, both sides have dropped a little bit of ball. Yeah, those are the kind of most interesting ones, aren't they? But we will have to kind of wait and see. Both teams are actually tackling pretty well. Yeah, penalties and handling errors. Yeah, turnovers conceded is 6-5 and penalties conceded is 5-4. So the Wallabies kind of one extra on each. How many of those turnovers conceded are handling errors? 4-5. So, yeah, a little bit too much drop ball, I guess. But still, there we go. I opened a second bottle of beer. Second bottle of beer comes with second trivia question. I can't actually read what the hell that says. What does that say? A what? It says, surfaces of most New Zealand bowling greens are composed of which weed? Is anyone like a keen lawn bowler? I've never even heard of this plant. Anyone a keen bowler? She wasn't too fond of Gaz's language. Yeah, Gazza doesn't usually drop the swears. It is not THC, but that's a good guess. You're going to guess Kepler challenge. Sadly, it is not the correct answer for this one. Anyone a keen lawn bowler? Is it Cabrio? It does start with a C. But it's not one that I've ever heard of. I don't know. I guess none of you guys lawn bowl. Whoops. It was like Cortula or something like that. So, there you go. Lawn bowl. So you're not 60. Yeah, even Gazza doesn't lawn bowl. So, what can I say? Man of the match so far. No one to ask. He's looked alright for the Wallabies. He's actually made his tackles for a change and looked the most dangerous on attack. All Blacks. I don't know. Who would you go with? Geordie's looked alright. Reckon Wayne Barnes lawn bowls. I think Wayne Barnes is a lawyer, right? So he probably does, probably golfs, I would guess. Oh, yeah, no, Taylor's probably a good pick. He's been pretty ferocious, actually. For the ABs. No, that's probably a better pick than Geordie Barrett. Yeah, Cody Taylor, definitely a good shout. Scotty Barrett with that big hit. Talia bumping off 3 tackles, making a good run. You know, there's been a few guys alright so far. I kind of want to check the... Raynell looks like a lawn bowler. Yeah. I want to check what the betting odds at the moment are. I would say it's the All Blacks by plenty at the moment. Bookies have got the All Blacks 21 and over. So winning by 21 points. 21 points. Aussie, yeah, 21 points. There you go. Lawn bowls is too difficult a sport for an unwashed peasant like myself. We use the same grass as cricket pitches and golf greens here in South Africa. Yeah, I've never lawn bowled in my life. I have 10-pin bowled. I have mini golfed. I've never even driving ranged. So, yeah, not much of a golfer, sadly. But I have mini golfed. What can I say? Fozzie likes a bit of 10-pin. I bet you Fozzie looks like a 10-pin bowler. Like, 10-pin bowling is the kind of sport where you can be in any kind of physical condition and probably, you know, give it a good crack. We got top golf in New Zealand. I think we've got a lot of golf courses. Like, golf's not... Like, you know, I used to live in China. If you haven't checked out the second channel, I don't have a link, but, you know, I like to put links in places. 2 cents on tour. When I was in China, golfing's really exclusive. You got to be pretty bloody rich to golf because the equipment's expensive, and to get a golf membership is really hard because there's not many golfing greens over there. But as far as I am aware, it's pretty easy to find a golf game here in New Zealand. We have lots of grass. It rains a lot. So, but I'm only speaking anecdotally. I've never been golfing myself. The best caddy in the world is from New Zealand. What's his name? Steve something. He used to be Tiger Woods' caddy, and now he's like Adam... What's his face's caddy? What's his name? Steve somebody. Steve Williams. Now, that's kind of a uniquely... I don't know if it's uniquely New Zealand, but it's a very New Zealand thing that Steve Williams is actually kind of famous in New Zealand. I think he had a book out, and he's the caddy. Because we don't have that many celebrities, so being the best caddy, you can kind of become famous. Like, I'm pretty sure in America, it doesn't matter how good a caddy you are probably not going to be famous. It's the golfers who are the ones that are famous. Pretty sure. But anyway. Cheers, Sam, for the tip, bro. Sam used the tip link below, which was the one that YouTube doesn't take a cut of, just FYI. YouTube takes 30% of super chats, but nothing of the link below. Just putting that out there. It's all appreciated. I'm drunk. If you're talking to me, I'm only 1 beer in, so hopefully not yet. You could become the ball shiner for the best 10-pin bowler in the world and get famous here. Yeah. New Zealand aren't short on C-list celebrities. Yeah. Anytime New Zealand's got like a celebrity treasure island or something, I look at the people and go, I don't know most of these people. Maybe they were on Shortland Street or something, but yeah. Do you play Mario Kart? I have played Mario Kart, but not for over 10 years, I would say. Can New Zealand win the World Cup? Quasi, I reckon we can. Whether we do, that's another big old question, isn't it? OMC from New Zealand. Oh, was it Otara Millionaires Club? Yep. That was a Kiwi thing. That guy passed away, though, the main guy from there. Right, second half is not too far away. How bad is the loss of Alan Alatoa? Pretty brutal, man. They're saying reasonably serious on commentary over here. Right, second half has just started. Much better kickoff from Carter Gordon. Not going short this time. Oh man, turnover ball for the Aussies early. Does this hurt the chances of getting out of the group? I don't know. I'll tell you, it's a big loss, man. I mean, you can start Tupou, but I feel like Tupou's best role as an impact player because he gives away a ton of penalties. Oh, Quasi, bro. Cheers, man. What's the shock face for? Appreciate it, man. Quick ball from the Aussies in the second half. Eddie must have given them a bit of a bollocking. James has got a channel. Good man. I haven't done any collabs for a wee while. Aussie will come out firing or it'll slip away. Yeah, basically, hey, you feel like they need to be the next team to score because if they go 3 scores behind, I feel like that's too much. That's a bridge too far, isn't it? Come on, Samu. Kareva's been kept relatively quiet with his ball carrying. Oh, offside. What are the Wallabies going to do with advantage? Something crazy. Pitaya. That's way too big. Oh, not that too big, but it's still too big. Wallabies must start sending more play out wide. Well, they tried it with advantage, but yeah, I don't think Pitaya would have been the first kicking option, to be honest. No one Iwase was calling for it. It was just a bit too much on it. Got to get points on the board. Go for 3. If they get 3, they're still 2 scores behind. We'll see. My game clock's on 43:30. But I am streaming on Sky here in New Zealand. So streaming tends to be a bit slower than terrestrial broadcast. Oh, the All Blacks have shut down the Wallabies maul. That's a big psychological victory for the ABs. Because the All Blacks conceded a couple of more tries. Aussie commentators say possible Achilles injury for Alan Alatoa. Jeez. You got to think that might be his World Cup, which is brutal. Who are the other guys that they've played at tight head? I mean, last year they were even using slipper at one point, which is not ideal. Oh, Johan, mate. Appreciate that, bro. Cheers, man. Aussie depth chart last year, they used Alatoa, they used Slipper, Tupou, and a little bit of Fa'amusili, and a tiny bit of Robertson, a tiny bit of Sam Talakai. Alatoa is their main guy, man. Him and Tupou, that's brutal if he's out. Hey. Talia. Can't get past old Nawani Iwase, man. He's doing all right. Rupture declares will put you out long term. Absolutely, man. That's not one you're gonna just bounce back from, is it? When are we doing the depth chart for the World Cup? Basically once the squads are named and then the warm-ups are all done, I will probably just try to bang them all out. I don't know how I'll plan it because they take me a while to prep, but I'm doing them as quick as I can to keep up with the current changes. So yeah, because once the World Cup squads are named, you can look at the depth charts and see how much time was kind of like wasted. Like if Alan Alatoa ends up with like half of the time at tight head across the last few years and he doesn't end up making the World Cup, that's a brutal miss. Do you know what I mean? Depth chart videos are the favourites. They are honestly my favourite ones to do. They are kind of a pain in the ass to make. Most of the guys are pretty easy to look. Like this winger goes off, this guy comes back on, direct replacement. But sometimes, God, the coaches take off one guy, and it's just like that guy moves to this position, that guy moves to this position, that guy moves to this position. It's a real, I don't know, it's a real ball ache, basically. Go home, Simon. Yeah, fortunately, if I am drunk, I'm in the right place. Right, what can the Wallabies do this time, folks? They've got another line-out chance. Close to the All Blacks line. Oh, the dip shows because you're too late to do the research yourself. Yeah. Nice and sleazy, man. Going good. Mum and Dad decided not to stay for the live stream today because a bit late. Bit late. Gazza likes to be leaving here. Yeah, pretty early. What can I say? George for the game time. Yeah, ESPN's usually a good one. Otherwise, the official stats provider for the competition usually has the times they were subbed on or off. The Wallabies are close in the corner, but like I said, sometimes the stats on and off thing is not indicative of what happened. Like as I said, some guy will, like the blind side will get subbed, the replacement will come on, but the replacement's like a lock, so one of the locks shifts from lock to loose forward, then the replacement goes on a lock, and then they shift. Like the number 8, I don't know, it can be a real, yeah, like I said, it's it can get a bit finicky. But yeah, whoa, tap and go for the Wallabies. Tupos, he lost it. Oh, he lost it backwards. Wow, Savia just ripped the ball off Ulysses. Oh no, Tupou's injured? No. Yeah, Savia. The 10-14 are not still doing stuff, sadly. They set up like a data analytics business. No release. Yeah, I was a little just wondering about that myself, Hanjo. Like, doesn't he have to release as the tackler? But anyway, after my bloody knock-on thing, I wasn't going to question it. Tupou is super injury prone. He's buggered, isn't he? Slipper can cover tight head. But, Jesus, this is not good. Tupou can't run that off. Tupou with the carry. What's he done? Is that why he dropped the ball? He's already clutching his leg. I think that's why he dropped the ball. Or was it stripped? Jesus. The clock is at 49 minutes on the dot. All Blacks have just missed touch, so the Wallabies have got a chance to run it straight back at them. Keep an eye on Tupou. All Blacks pinged at the breakdown this time. Was Tupou getting into this point doomed for the Wallabies opportunity for Georgia and Fiji? I mean, Slipper can cover tight head. Like, to the point where he can keep the scrum up. He's probably not going to get dominance. He's definitely better on the other side, but yeah, then you got like what, Farmasili? He's also a little bit injury prone as well. Cooper's coming on for Gordon, the commentators have just said. There he is. Wallabies opting for touch again. Is D-Mac injured? Nah, man. He's just not been chosen at the moment. Game turns now, Simon. Yeah, man. This is like the third chance the Wallabies have had. They need a score soon, don't they? Here we go. All Blacks don't contest in the air. They're happy to set for the maul. Wallabies are inching their way forward, but it stops once. Here we go. Could be another maul try. No, unless it goes down. It's another maul turnover. Man. Didn't Angus Butters come back from injury too? He did, man. He's not had bugger all game time this year either. It was Dalton. That was Dalton that shut that one down. Jules, sorry about that, eh? At least they've had like a heap of ball down the All Blacks' end. All Blacks haven't really fired much of a shot in the second half, have they? Xavier. Cooper almost managed to strip him in the tackle, but not quite. Score is not a reflection of this game. First half, the All Blacks will probably be a bit disappointed not to have got more, but Wallabies have had the majority of the ball in the second half. The All Blacks have hardly left their own half. Right, Callaway was already out when he knocked that back in, so no problems for him as he fields a kick for touch. Aussie commentary is boring. I've got the New Zealand commentary, which is Nisbo. Was it Nisbo that kept getting Mapimpi wrong last round? I mean, I can't say anything. I got Karevi and Corambetti ran the wrong way earlier, but they were right next to each other. Yeah, Tupou's still on, which is encouraging, because it used to be that he would cramp up on his leg and just immediately go off. Richie Arnold. Oh no, Tupou's just gone down like he's been shot. It's like his ribs this time. What the hell, man? Tupou is like made of glass. I thought it was his leg. Tupou can hardly walk. Oh, turnover ball. Oh, Dalton's knocked it forward. Yeah, you got to feel like Tupou needs to go off. This is just getting worse. What happened to him this time? This time it's his ribs. Tupou is such a huge human, but God, he gets injured a lot. Have I missed anything, says Shane? I've only just started watching. Wallabies have actually had the better of the second half, but unable to get a point from all their possession and territory. All Blacks scored a few nice ones in the first. Been a wee bit of TMO. I think sometimes they make these rugby guys get too big and too much muscle. It's a recipe for injury. I think you are right. Like, I think part of the reason we see more like head knocks and stuff. I mean, the game back in the day used to be mental in terms of like the stuff they could get away with, but the guys were just half the size. Like the wingers these days are bigger than what the forwards used to be, so the collisions are just way more big, way bigger. I can speak English. Quite happy with New Zealand's defence this game. Yeah, for all the shots the Wallabies have fired in the second half, in the first kind of 14 minutes, they haven't really been close to scoring. They're going to reset that one. Taniela Tupou wants us to be packing down another scrum. The crowd's going mental, which is cool. He keeps looking over to the bench, hey, like, come on, get me out of here. Sounds like Bell isn't going to be allowed to scrum at tight head, so Tupou staying on. Yeah, they would have to... Are they not allowed to switch Slipper across? Because Slipper can. Man, 83,000 is pretty freaking good. It's far from this. Yeah, not exactly the game of the year. No, not just yet, is it? Hope your Auckland props get busy here. They should, man. Their selection is kind of questionable at best, to be honest. What happened to the All Blacks' momentum? Bro, they haven't had any in the second half. The stats, second half, is 97% Australian territory. The All Blacks just haven't left their half, and 75% possession. So the All Blacks are just living on nothing. And whatever they've got, they're doing it in their own half. Hey, we're in the Wallabies half. That's going to go up. Man, we're back in our own. Tupou shocked having to play more than 25 minutes. Yeah, when Alatoa went off, that was not great news. Because I'm sure he was down to go at least an hour. How much time is left? We are at 56 minutes. Wallabies have got a penalty. When do you start? I mean, they haven't got a long distance kicker, do they? There's no Reece Hodge. You got to start thinking about opting for threes, man. I don't know. Oh, Tupou is going off. Bring on Roygaard. They should, eh? If the All Blacks were one more score up, I think they would think about it soon. Did he just say Will Jordan's going to fullback? I swear Will Jordan's played like 5 minutes of rugby at fullback for the All Blacks once when, was it Bodie got clattered into against South Africa? Oh, Tupou has gone off, but he's going to get carded? Oh, God, Tupou. Oh, my God. Oh. Man, this is a comedy of errors. Hey, if he had been subbed earlier, that mistake doesn't happen, but... So the prop goes off, Bell, because Tupou got carded, and then the next scrum, Bell's going to have to come back on, and someone else is going to have to go off. Ay. Should have taken him off earlier, JP. You're not wrong, man. I want to see Roygaard, hear a lot about him. Not ever seen him. He's our version of Grant Williams, man. He is an absolute attacking threat. He runs it like mad. Scored a heap of tries in Super Rugby. Yeah, it could be red. You're right. It could well be red. Yeah, I think Tupou was definitely trying to protect himself. He was not in a well way. He shouldn't have been on the field. There's an All Blacks chant going around the crowd. All those New Zealanders in Melbourne are starting to get behind the team after being quiet for the last 20 minutes. Oh, ULS did well to get back there. The All Blacks are 5 metres out. They got advantage. Try time. Yeah, I get the feeling this game is going in the only way it looks going. First time in the Aussie 22 this half. And then Clark, pick and go. Goes with Brown Beltini. Not bad. Yeah. Not much to be done there. Bloody hell. Oh, is Scotty Barrett telling Nick White to be quiet? Yeah, now Roygaard needs to come on. Oh, they're just saying Roygaard is coming on. That's good news. It's getting a good 20 minutes. And the kick is over. 7 points to 26. Goodness me. This could get messy, folks. Remember, the Wallabies have still got a man in the bin. Best Australia play was against Argentina, Sean. They still didn't have any ball in that game, though, eh? Great timing, yeah. Thankfully, he is on. Maybe he's haven't had much to do to put on that score. Yeah, it's a shame that the Wallabies have had 2 bloody yellow cards again. I mean, Alatoa's injury and then Tupou staying on for as long as he did obviously didn't help. No one says just chucked it into touch. Oh my goodness. But yeah. She's not going good for old Eddie. He's going to be none from 3 and get the wooden spoon in the Rugby Championship. Yeah. Angus Bell has to come on. Tom Hooper's being sacrificed. Surely that means Slips goes to tight head. Sometimes with those like rulings of who was named in what position, they make it golden oldies. Armstrong says everything started going wrong with the Tupou sub. Cheers, man. Hey, I think you're right. I mean, the Wallabies, for not scoring, at least had a bunch of pressure on the early second half, but yeah, she's not going great. Penalty to the All Blacks. AB's complacent or coasting. I mean, they're doing all right. 26-7. Tupou looks disgusted. Wallabies discipline's bad because they're being asked to play above their level. You might be right. Geez, Savia with big carry. Tokiaho. Oh man, All Blacks are only 6 meters out again. Moanga. He's tackled. Cooper's not letting him go. He's got him by the boot. Roygaard, Tokiaho again. Oh man, you feel like more points are coming, folks. More points are coming. Yellow remains yellow. Yeah, that's good news for the game. Here we go. Will Jordan with the try assist for Talia over in the corner. I mean, pretty good. You thought Will Jordan might be able to do it himself, but they actually stopped him. He drew in a few guys. Will Jordan after Callaway bites in. Talia finishes, man. Is that? I think that's 3 of the All Blacks tries during yellow cards, right? Yeah, it does take a lot of guys to stop Will Jordan. We're going to get this one from the sideline. There he goes. And that one's just going to stay wide. It's 31 points to 7. Armstrong says, my opinion is Eddie is getting the sack after the World Cup. Cheers again, man. Thank you, mate. Will he get the sack? He's doing all the marketing stuff they want him to do, but he needs to get the results on the field to back it up, doesn't he? Yeah. She's a bit messy at the moment. There goes Will Jordan again. Oh, man, here goes Caleb Clark. Oh, the All Blacks are running riot. Quade Cooper goes high on LB. Oh, and Ewan. Couple of quid. Cheers, man. Appreciate that, fellas. Money for the beer fund. Oh, Talia goes it to Rico. Man, the All Blacks are playing like this is a training run at the moment. Wow. That was just... What can I say? That was nuts. Who got the initial run? Will Jordan. Scotty Barrett. Look at that. One-handed pass. Caleb Clark. ALB. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, goodness me. Oh, Sam down in the tips said, as a Canes fan, I love to see Cam Roigard get into the ABs. So 21 New Zealand dollars for his jersey number. Bro, cheers. That makes sense. And cheers for using the tip link down in the description. Much appreciated, bro. He's a good player, eh? Like, I did a video pretty much especially for him when I compared, and he's got the conversion, when I compared the stats of our kind of leading halfbacks. And Roigard's numbers on attack, bro, were just insane. So, yeah, he genuinely brings something else. This is getting messy, folks. But, yeah. Yellow card's over. That's a bit of good news, if nothing else. Goodness me, folks. You'd put money on the All Blacks getting 40, and it wouldn't be beyond them to get 50. We'll see. Oh, Distracted Sports is here. Tony, bro, people have been asking about you. They're asking, where are you? Are you okay? Too soon did you see that Samoa is top 10 in the rankings? Bro, I did a video on it. Well, not about Samoa specifically, but the Rugby World Rankings. But they'll be out now after today's result, sadly. Distracted as drunk. Well, yeah, we know that. That kind of goes without saying. Looks like New Zealand will pass France to occupy the number 2 spot. They will, bro. You're right. They absolutely will. Cooper tries to fend off Tuagafasi. Still managed to get over the advantage line. Well done, Quade. We got rid of Jones at the right time. You might be right. Whoa! Whoa! Angus Bell! Get the crowd on their feet, man. Get the Aussies on their feet. Come on, you guys need at least a consolation try. Come on, Nick, man. That's the slowest ball. For God's sake. You can't give the All Blacks that defence that much time to set. Quaid, Marika. Marika with the cross kick. I've never seen that before. To Valentini. Can't get rid of Clark. 14 phases the Wallabies are going. Oh, they've lost it forward. Regard puts boots to ball. Advantage over. Good kick. Is he left-footed? Because that was left-footed. You, Squidge, and Tony on my rugby YouTube. Like go-to rugby YouTube. Enjoy the point. Cheers, Armstrong, bro. Squidge is definitely good value. Tony's alright. We'll keep him on. But yeah, man. Appreciate that, man. Me and Tony will be meeting up, I'm sure, like on Monday. So record another episode over at Tony's place. Talia. Oh, he needed to let that go to Rico. Rico would have had the wheels, I think, to get past Callaway. YouTubers, there you go. God, sorry, my brain is too slow. Thank you, Connor, bro. I'd like to see the Wallabies get one more. Consolation, come on. Time on the clock is 72:25. Distracted's a legend. Good, man. I'm glad you think so. Tony is amazing. He's my hero. There you go. People are showing some Tony love. Oh, Nick White. Having trouble getting that one. My brain is going practically. It says a lot when you're not excited by this game. You're playing your cousins. I would like it to be closer, but man, New Zealand have scored some pretty slick ones. And we held out the Aussies for ages in that first half. First stanza of the second half. Oh, Wallabies keep passing it to the bloody ground. And they're going backwards here. One of the Aussie guys are covered in blood. Oh, that's a wicked bounce for Cooper. Jeez. Still got away from... Was it Clark? Oh, go Aussie. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's freaking slipped over on the turf. Oh, and it's been turned over. Come on, Australia. There's 80,000 people there. Get one more try. Maybe not. Uh-oh. Is that going to count? Is he allowed to play Marika on the ground? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, nah. I didn't think so. Didn't think so. Oh, that's fair, man. You can't... New Zealand commentary team don't like it. Yeah. Moonga tackled without the ball. Yeah, that one didn't look right, did it? That's a try, says Ambler. Nah, I don't think so. It's like when guys dive on the ball on the ground, you got to let them at least get up. Or in this case, you got to wait till Marika's got the ball before you can smash him. Bounce to the ball saves Marika, maybe right. Yeah. Angus Bell having some carries. 2 years since I last won this trophy. Start pumping more money to those grassroots. They seem to be more keen to throw money at rugby league players, but anyway. Scott Barrett's been bloody everywhere, hasn't he? Is he the former New Zealand lock at this point? Yeah, the New Zealanders will want 40, for sure. Interestingly, Roygaard's not really had a crack yet. He keeps playing distributor. Maybe he's just, I don't think he's had a single run yet. Maybe he's just kind of keeping it low key. Doing his fundamentals. Remember when Australia beat France just 2 years ago? Wasn't that when the French sent their kind of less than full strength team though? But yeah, I remember. They almost beat the French end of last year, and the Irish. They gave them both a good crack. Man, 12 phases for the All Blacks. Aussie defence, yeah, is looking good here. That's at least one thing. All Blacks go to the kicking game. Marika, there's no chases. Closing Callaway down, so easy enough clearance, but straight to Will Jordan. Go, Caleb. Big wide ball to Dalton. Gets past Mark Noah and Itawase. Koi Cooper with the tackle. I feel sorry for Wildcard. Man, that guy's rants have been pretty epic. If you haven't seen Wildcard doing a wee rant from an Aussie perspective, it's pretty good value. Pretty good value. I feel sorry for him, though, because his team's been underperforming. Quaid's going to cover. What does he do here? Gets past Caleb Clark. Eddie's coaching Oz is an example of covering an open wound with a bandage. That is a gaping hole. Never going to work, Connor. Cheers, man. For the tip. Appreciate it, bro. Karevi's going to have to boot it clear. Goodness me, they're looking at 6s and 7s. Yeah, I feel like Dave was doing a steady enough job, but they went for Eddie to get a bit more exposure. But ultimately, I think, yeah, grassroots probably needs to be where the investment's at, eh? Eddie's talked about that as well, so hopefully he's able to have an influence in that regard as well. But yeah, man, cheers, Connor. Oh, it's next week's game an afternoon game. That's what the commentary team just mentioned. I used to think Eddie Jones was an elite coach. I mean, his initial stint with Japan was pretty bad. He got them right, but it took a while, so maybe the same thing's happening. Aussie need to do what like Chile and Portugal done with the grassroots. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Portugal and Chile have both got a heap of competition from football, but you don't necessarily need huge numbers playing, but you do need to invest in that level to get like committed, regular niche players playing if you're not going to just go for pure numbers, eh? Long time to chat. What have you missed, man? A couple of Wallabies yellow cards and a bunch of All Blacks tries. Wallabies are scoreless in the second half, man. It's been pretty brutal. A couple of the Wallabies tight head props have gone off as well, which probably didn't help. Imagine Ian Foster's side win the World Cup. Oh, man. That would set the pressure up for Razor if then Razor can't match that, eh? Then Fozzie would just be having the last laugh. But cheers, bro. Only 20 seconds to go, folks. I feel like league directly competes more than football. Yeah, for sure. There's probably people who don't like football but would be willing to try rugby because it offers something totally different. Wallabies are going to have one last crack. One last crack. Wallabies have not scored a point since... God, when did they score? Was it like the 6th minute or something? 7th minute. Yeah, it's been a long time. Obstruction. Kick it out. Long shot at goal. They want 40. Nah, the game over. They don't want the 40. Don't take the shot at goal. 38-7. Yeah, man, that was a pretty brutal second half. Yeah. The All Blacks scored a lot of points and the Wallabies none. So there you go. Dave Rennie, like Pixel says, is probably smiling to himself right now because that was pretty brutal. Worst part of that one though is just the Alan Alatoa one. That's brutal. Like Tupou has just been injured that much that's kind of honestly not a surprise to see him go down, but Alan Alatoa being injured, that genuinely is a big blow for their World Cup. Big blow. Right, I can hear my dad has sent me a message. The fact that the All Blacks managed to put the Wallabies to the sword in the second half, I reckon he's going to give Wayne Barnes, who I think he will talk about most likely, he'll probably give him a 13. Let's see.
Well, look at the White Barnes. He's 12 out of 20.
Oh, 12.
Technically, well, I suppose he's right. I mean, he's right with the cards, but if he's the number one referee in the world, well, I can swim cook straight, boy. Well, a Manukau Harbour, Waitemata Harbour, because I thought he had a pretty average game. His communication, well, he's a typical Tommy referee, I mean, pedantic.
Why is he going with the ref?
You know, consistently inconsistent.
First thing.
I don't know, boy. None of these guys, I mean, with all his experience, I thought he would have had a better game. But anyway, I won't backbell on about him because you know how I feel about him. The Aussies will lay a lot of injuries. They played bravely, but yellow cards, and the All Blacks just outclassed them. You know what I mean? Yeah, the All Blacks deserve to win. Now the thing is, did they play as well as they did against Argentina and South Africa? Well, the answer's no. But they still won comfortably, which we predicted. The Aussies were brave, they were gutsy, and they were quite a period of that game. They had us under pressure. Our defence was good, which is what we're going to need at the World Cup. And our attack, well, I thought our attack tonight was a bit staggered at times. But it was brilliant at times, but other times it was a bit stale, you know.
It's a hard taskmaster.
Was it the Wallaby defence? Well,
38-7.
I thought that, you know, we missed a couple of opportunities where we should have scored. And the referee didn't help us in that matter. And the replacements, well, they all went well. Our bench was bloody good.
He's yawning. It's midnight.
Well, where does Eddie Jones and the Wallabies go from here? Well, your front row bloody stocks are depleted. So they're going to have to bring some of the newer guys in. And the outside Angus Bell and James Slipper, well, I think they could be struggling. Angus Bell, he's a bloody good player. He was the best Australian on the field by a bloody mile. He's fast. He's gutsy and he gave everything. Now, no detrimental to the Wallabies, but I thought some of their play was pretty dumb. Some of their play was good. And at other times they were pretty average. The All Blacks, well, I think Foster Smith and Ryan will be happy. But I wouldn't say that cow's going to jump over the moon with it. But, you know, we took our chances. We probably had 7 chances and we got 5 of them, which is better than average. So that's about that. But anyway, I won't run it anymore. Gazamania, Roger Mania out. Bye.
He's a hard man to please, isn't he? 38-7. I mean, I guess, like you guys are saying, some of those tries were scored during the yellow cards, so he's a hard man to please. Hard man to please. But there you go. Wallabies can't score any points after that 7th minute try and their conversion. So tough one for them. But yeah, am I going to be streaming the next game? I won't be streaming it. I'll be watching it. It's at 3 in the morning, so I'll be pretty bleary-eyed. If you're looking for something to do between now and then, go check out 2 Cents on tour. It's me with the camera in China. If you want to see me speaking Chinese, it's something a bit different. Talking to a Muslim shopkeeper and him asking me about how many Muslims are in New Zealand, or trying to find some Soviet graves and getting offered kung fu lessons by some random old fella in the park. Life was good. 2 Cents on tour. But yeah, I'll catch you guys all later. Cheers for the stream. It was a bit of fun. And I'm hoping to get Gaza along next week for the rematch. Wallabies, All Blacks from Dunedin. It's always nice when Gaza is in the house. So, yes, you guys all take care of yourselves. And, yeah, I'll see you guys for another one. Take care, folks.